everyone, to the Squared Circle podcast, looking at the Great American Bash that takes place this Sunday, live on the WWE Network. If you're outside of the US, if you're in the USA, you can watch it, of course, live on Peacock. Now, this show is all about giving you the complete rundown of what's going to happen at NXT Great American Bash, plus giving you the predictions for both myself and for Sam. So, before we do it, let's get to it. This is Event Center coming up on this special pre recorded Squared Circle podcast. So the Great American Bash, of course, as we said, goes down live on the WWE Network this Sunday night. It is, of course, the lead-in, really, to the biggest party of the summer, because next Saturday is SummerSlam 2023, taking place from Detroit. And next week on the show, we will be doing the full preview of that SummerSlam pay-per-view. But this, of course, is NXT. So let's have a look at the first match on the card, which is Gable Stevenson making his NXT debut, his professional wrestling debut, against Baron Corbin from the main stage. Now, I'm not really sure what to expect from this one. You know, we know that Baron Corbin, since going back to NXT as a member of the main roster, has actually had quite a good level of success. That always seems to happen, doesn't it, when you've got the main roster superstars coming down into NXT. Gable Stevenson really is about making an impact. He wants to make a name for himself now within the WWE, and because of that, I genuinely cannot see Stevenson dropping this match. He's not going to lose his debut, is he? I'd be very, very surprised if he did. So, I have gone for Gabe Stevenson to win this debut. However, Sam has gone for Baron Corbin. So it's going to be an intriguing one. And we'll find out what happens next week. Are you looking forward to this match? I've got to admit, out of all of the matches that are on this card, this is the one that I'm actually not jumping up and down for joy about. This will be the pop out and get a cup of coffee match, if you will. All right, next up, it's mixed tag team action as Meta 4 will face off against Dragon Lee, Nathan Frazier, Ulisa Leon, and Valentina Feroz. Now, this really has been Meta 4's journey since they debuted on the NXT roster. You know, it's great seeing Noam Dar really getting a crack again at greatness, and there's some brilliant performers in this match. So I and Sam are both going for Meta 4 to win this one. What do you think? Let us know in the comments down below on the video or across social media. Do you think Meta 4 will win this one? Or do you think it's going to be Dragon Lee, Fraser, Leon, and Feroz? Now, the first of the championship matches up for grabs next. This is the North American Championship. Dominic Mysterio from the Judgment Day is defending against Wesley and Mustafa Ali in triple threat action. Now, it's no surprise to anyone to know that both myself and Sam have gone for Dominic Mysterio to retain. It's not going to be a straightforward, clean job, is it? You know, let's be frank. It's not going to happen. Expecting Rhea Ripley to get involved. Damian Priest, Finn Balor, whoever. They're going to want to make an impact. Judgment Day are taking over the WWE. We've seen it on the main roster. We're now seeing it within NXT. So Dominic Mysterio to retain this one. Is it going to be a good match? Yes, I think most of the action is really going to be down by Wesley and Mustafa Ali. Wesley, who wants that North American Championship back, one of the great champions with that belt. Mustafa Ali seems to be a bit like Baron Corbin, reinvigorated since coming to NXT compared to the main roster. So hopefully they're going to get a good showing. And Dominic Mysterio, whether you love Dirty Dom or you hate Dirty Dom, you've got to be impressed by the way he's come out and really just taken the reins since WrestleMania, since the match and the feud with the Father Rey Mysterio. The Judgment Day has been a blessing for Dominic Mysterio, and it's been great to kind of see this guy just improve, both in character-wise, promo-wise, and in ring action. So, North American Championship, clean sweep, Sam and I both going Dominic Mysterio to retain. The tag team titles are up for grabs next, as Gallus will be facing off against the Family. Now, you know what? I'm a Brit. Sam's a Brit. If you're watching this in the UK, then we're all Brits. Gotta go with Gallus, right? Gallus are the most dominating tag team in NXT at the moment. This will be interesting. Sam's prediction and mine as well is both to go Gallus. He's saying Stack will screw over Tony. Maybe. Not 100% sure on that. But Gallus to retain the NXT tag team titles at the Great American Bash this coming Sunday. Now, next up is a match that I am really looking forward to. Why? Because it features two of the hottest up and coming women within the NXT women's division. It's the Weapons Wild match. Former NXT Women's Champion Roxanne Perez facing off against former NXT UK Women's Champion Blair Davenport. This is going to be an absolute barn burner. We saw it this past week on NXT. We saw the attack by Roxanne Perez. We saw how vicious this feud has been between both of these women. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens in this Weapons Wild match this Sunday night live on the WWE Network and on Peacock in the USA for the Great American Bash. Now, Blair Davenport has just improved so much over the last few years, from her time here in the UK on the independent scene through to debuting with NXT UK. And then you take Roxanne Perez, the former NXT Women's Champion, the one who's had some stellar matches since coming into the division, the one who beat Mandy Rose. Well, we all know what happened there for the NXT Women's Championship. This will be good. Prediction wise, Sam, Blair Davenport, I'm going Roxanne Perez. We have totally split this one, but I think the winners are the fans. Next up, sticking with the women, it's the Women's Championship, this time in a submission match, as Tiffany Stratton will defend against Thea Hale. Stratton, the new NXT Women's Champion, really on a meteoric rise to the top of the division. Now, bear in mind, since the WWE draft, the women's roster kind of got depleted. We lost a lot of the women up to main roster. It's now been the opportunity for these two to really kind of step up, and Tiffany Stratton and both Thea Hale have done that over the past few weeks. So this is going to be a very interesting matchup. Now, how will Chase U play a part in this match? We're going to have to find out. Now, predictions. Sam has gone Thea Hale. I have gone for Tiffany Stratton to retain. I think it's too soon for them to take the title off of Stratton, but we will have to wait and see. Now, the main event for Great American Bash live this Sunday is the NXT Championship. Carmelo Hayes defending against Ilya Dragunov. I don't think this one is as straight cut as what you think. Now, bear in mind that Hayes has had it since defeating Bron Breakker just before WrestleMania at the NXT show there. Ilya Dragunov is really, again, just like a lot of these NXT talents, on a meteoric rise. Now, if you look at the predictions for this one, Sam has gone for Dragunov because he's predicting that Hayes and Trick are going to be joining the Hurt Business. Now, I've also gone with Ilya Dragunov just because I think of the fact that actually he is ready for that main run, and I can see Hayes, just like Sam, moving up to the main roster. But it's going to be interesting to see how this match plays out at the Great American Bash this Sunday, because Carmelo Hayes hasn't lived up to the expectations, or even to the legacy, if you will, of Bron Breakker. Bron Breakker was the most dominating NXT champion in history. Carmelo Hayes got a long way to go on that, and I don't think we're going to see that again. Alright, so that's the NXT Great American Bash. Full coverage next week on the podcast. Also coming up, as I said, we're going to be previewing SummerSlam that takes place this Saturday Is the Great American Bash going to be part of the Road to 5 Star? Who knows? You'll have to tune in to find out. On YouTube and across audio, the Squared Circle podcast back next week with myself and Sam. Until then, thanks for joining me. My name's Andy Evans. Been a pleasure as always. I will see you next week. Until then, so long for now.